What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. I actually got a plus 12 Dawnbreaker done. This was like such a chore. I've been trying to do this dungeon for so incredibly long, and we finally nailed it on the Resto Shaman. So we're kind of working through our 12s. Again, I've just been pugging all of these. So Dawnbreaker was one of the harder ones in my opinion, and I'm going to show you how to do it as a Resto Shaman. If you're interested in how to do it as a Farseer Resto Shaman, this is going to be for you, okay? Farseer Resto Shaman was recently buffed a little bit on the patch that we just had. Just the damage of it was buffed. So the ancestors, damage was buffed, which is great. Doesn't really matter that much when you're trying to just do plus 12s. Extra damage is certainly helpful, but really what you're more concerned about is people dying. Couple of highlights from my build here. We're taking reactive warding, which is going to heal people when I refresh the Earth Shield on them, primarily the tank and myself. And then we're also going to take Earth and Communion, which gives us 3 more stacks of Earth Shield, so we have 12. So that when I refresh, it actually heals for more, right? Than if they only had 9 charges, which is super nice because it's based on how many charges they're missing. So very, very cool. I have Coalescing Waters, which is going to buff my Riptides primarily. It does reduce the mana cost of Chain Heal, but we don't really care about that. We already save a lot of mana with this build, so it's more about the Riptide being really, really big. And then I do have 1 point Ancestral Awakening. This is a point that I've agonized over. I could probably put this into like Primal Tetacore or Downpour or extra Earth Living. Downpour is really not that good as a Farseer. It's much better on Totemic because it lasts for a lot longer, because it's tied to Healing Rain, right? And then your Surging Totem becomes Healing Rain. So it's Downpour is much better for Totemic. So I'd have to figure out where to put this point. There's places I could put it. I could put it here. We'll have to figure it out. For now, it's there. But that's the build. I will link it underneath, and let's just dive right into the video footage here on the Dawnbreaker. This is the opening pack. So there are multiple really dangerous moments in this dungeon. I would say dropping Spirit Link at the beginning of this dungeon is totally okay, especially while that guy is channeling, when he's channeling the Tormented Rays, which he does at the very beginning. So oftentimes it's hard to know when to Spirit Link, but I would encourage you to just drop it near the beginning of this dungeon because you want to keep getting it back. It's a long cooldown, so you want to start with that cooldown and then get it back slowly. We're gonna lust this second pack, which is primarily what people do. You get on the boat and you're gonna lust this pack. We already lusted right now. Tank's getting hammered, and then I'm gonna try and do as much damage as I can before the damage starts coming out. The problem with the boats, unfortunately, is that Acid Rain doesn't do anything. So even though I had Healing Rain down and I have Acid Rain talented, it doesn't do anything on the boats because it counts as you like flying through the air. It's really, really stupid. So you're gonna have to try and actually do damage besides Healing Rain. So we're not really doing that much damage, but we're keeping people alive. That's the main thing. We're gonna fly to the boats. Really, there's nothing too crazy going on here. The person who gets targeted by the cocoon, you want to make sure you single target heal them like crazy, and then kick any web bolts that you can. Very, very important. Those are the main things with the boats. Okay, we'll just skip to the boss fight. By the way, this first boss fight, it's not really too difficult. The only major thing you need to think about as the fight progresses is the tank's HP. So whenever she starts to channel Obsidian Beam, she'll chunk the tank especially hard. I don't know why that's the way that mechanic works, but that's how it works. Obviously, you have to do the Dispel here and heal up the people who are who get the healing absorb on them. But really, the main problem that you're going to have to deal with here is making sure that the tank stays alive when the Obsidian Beam is coming out. There's the Dispel once again. You're going to see, here comes the beam. Watch the tank's HP. He gets chunked especially. I don't know why the Pally got chunked as well, but the other Pally, the Rat Pally. But yeah, that's something you're going to have to watch for. So especially as we go later in the fight, we're going to fly back here. And then you want to make sure you're obviously dropping off your circles far away from the team. Here comes the Burning Shadows again. And then the tank should start to get chunked a lot harder unless he pops like a bubble here. So then he lost about half his health. So that is gonna keep ramping up and up and up. I don't really know why it works that way. There's no indication in the journal that it should ramp up like that, but it really does. So just be aware of that. There should be one more beam here. I just want to show you the last one. I think he's all out of defensives, right? So watch his health here. He's literally all out of defensives. The tank Oh no, he's spell warding there. He does have spell warding. So there you go. He completely avoided all the damage. So very, very smart by him. Okay, so we get through the first boss fight. We're gonna land on the stairs here, and we're gonna work our way inside this like cathedral place. A lot of people will land at the front stairs of the cathedral, and they'll kind of do it that way. But you can see our damage as a Resto Shaman can actually be really good as a Farseer. We were doing 600-700 K right there. So that's pretty solid. That's solid damage. I don't think it's no Mistweaver Monk. Mistweaver Monk can do just outrageous amounts of damage, but it's still cool how much damage you can end up doing because they've buffed it recently. Your lava bursts and your chain lightnings in particular hit really, really hard. So we're gonna run in here. We got to deal with these packs. The black hail's the big thing, and then these shadows will still start pulsing damage as they get lower and lower. It's this dark flows. Let me back it up just a little bit, because it is a lot of damage. I want to show you how it looks. Here's dark flows. You need to have something ready to go for this, okay? Blow Ascendance, blow Healing Tide Totem, or Spirit Link, like blow something. I wasn't ready for that, so I didn't really do anything. We just kind of powered through it. But you should blow one cooldown, I would say, for that. Then we're going to pull these packs together. We're pulling a little slowly, in my opinion. We should have pulled all these packs together. But even though we didn't pull them together, I want to show you that it is possible to time this key, sort of playing at a normal pace. A lot of the times, people think when you do big keys like this that you have to accelerate your pace, like, to the moon, you know? And really, you can actually just pull cleanly and not slowly, but pull at like a normal pace and pull cleanly, and you'll be able to get it done, which is really nice. This mini boss really sucks because he keeps putting dots on people. That's that purple box on people's health bar. You have to basically just like single target triage different people as they get targeted with the Abyssal Blast. It's very annoying. So I've got it now. I'm going to pop my totem. It's going to chunk my totem in about 2 seconds, and then I'm going to start healing myself. It's just such an annoying mechanic, but all three of the lieutenants have this mechanic, okay? Then we're going to pull the guys from the outside into the church, so it's nice and safe. I love this pull. Really do enjoy this a lot. And then we're going to get the pulsing damage again from the shadow, unless we kill him quickly. Yeah, we did. Now we're going to move to the third mini boss. We're not going to go straight here. We're not going down here to this little house. We're going to go down here to the very difficult mini boss. And the reason we're doing that is because we have Bloodlust up. So this is very common. If you Bloodlust on the boat at the beginning of the key, you're going to be able to Bloodlust here while you're on this mini boss. This mini boss is the worst one by far. It really sucks. And you're going to have to, deal with that. So we Bloodlust here. Here comes Healing Rain. I'm going to drop some totems, get my Riptides going. I'm taking a huge amount of damage right now because, again, every one of these mini bosses does this little dot mechanic. The real danger of this fight every single time is going to be in the next 5 seconds, okay? This orb is going to go out, and it's going to detonate about 5 seconds from now. Somebody is going to get a dot, Abyssal Blast. It's going on somebody right now. It went on the Paladin. This player who has the dot and is going to receive damage from the explosion, they are going to die. 100%, they're going to die unless you do something about it as a healer. So I've dropped Spirit Link, which just solves every problem, but you're going to see it again. Here's another Abyssal Blaster. Now, this Abyssal Blast, it doesn't really matter. You just heal it up. But it's once this dark orb comes out, and then the next Abyssal Blast comes out, which is going to be right now. This moment is so dangerous. Now, this Shaman has the Abyssal Blast, and it's going to detonate. He dropped his own totem to keep himself safe, and then I'm triage healing him. So just pay attention to the person that gets the dot while the orb is exploding. That is by far the most important thing to worry about on this mini boss, okay? We end up killing him without any real issues at all. And then I fall off the house here by accident, and I aggro, and I die like an absolute idiot. And then the warrior dies trying to save me, and the paladin's just like, no. So almost everybody dies there. That was my fault. Then I fly back, I land on the house with everybody, and then we're good. So we had 2 unnecessary deaths there, which cost us 30 seconds of time. Plus, we basically sat around here for probably a minute just waiting. And then I fell, and I actually aggroed those slimes. So I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I was playing like crap there. But this mini boss just does pulsing damage. And then you also have the single target dot going out on somebody, right? So once again, every one of the lieutenants has that. You basically don't have to worry about too much damage coming through until the pulse comes out. until the pulse comes out, which is, there's the Abyssal Blast on somebody. You have to watch the warrior's health now. Here comes the Shadow Decay. This is the pulse. Watch that warrior HP, because he's got both, you know, the dot and the pulse. So not too hard. If you just save up your chain heals, get your buffed chain heal ready to go for those moments when the pulse is coming out, you'll be totally fine. That mini boss is really not that hard. Okay, let's get to the real boss here. So typically you're going to tank him on this side. There is a spider behind us, but you don't ever aggro the spider, right? And then we don't have bloodlust for this. So this is we got to just do this. This is the entire key. This one fight is basically the entire key. It boils down to this. You have to make sure you're doing this really, really well. So the tank's going to get slammed here, and we're going to take a bunch of damage right now. Boom. Everybody takes a bunch of damage. You healed it up with a double chain heal, a couple riptides. Get the healing rain back down. Now, here comes the really dangerous damage. We're going to drop Spirit Link for the Shadow Decay Pulse. This is the most dangerous part of the entire dungeon, is when he's doing that move, okay? So you get everybody back up again. The Animate Shadows is coming out. I have to watch my mana here. Be really, really careful. I've used all my potions. I don't have any potions right now. I'll have them later. But I have a health pot, and I've already used my... it's from Snuffling. I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. Tank's gonna get slammed. We're taking damage here. There's a really bad overlap that's coming. It's not right now. We're gonna get the pulsing damage again. This one I drop with Ascendance, so we pop Ascendance, and then I double chain heal into some Riptides. Another chain heal at the end. You always want to... There's a healing surge, or healing wave, sorry. Now I've got the orb on me. There's an overlap where the orb is going to explode, and he's gonna start pulsing damage. That's coming up in about 20 seconds, okay? Here comes the Animate Shadows. We're going to deal with these. I have my knock-up that I can use here. I don't have Cap Totem. I'm at about 60% mana. Here's the Tank Slam. Okay, now we're going to get the Orb into the pulsing damage. Most dangerous part of the entire dungeon is right here. Okay? Here comes the Orb. The Orb's going to be detonating behind us while the pulsing damage is going on. You ready? So I have Healing Tide Totem and my own defensive, which I pop. Double chain heal. Some people, I think, were using their own potions, which was really good. That's what you want to do. Really, having Spirit Link for that moment is probably a good idea, but I wasn't sure how long this fight was going to last, so I wanted to use Spirit Link early in case we needed Spirit Link later. You can see the boss is only at 40%, so that overlap there, though, is the most dangerous part, when the orb is going off and the pulsing damage is going off. Super, super dangerous. Okay? Here comes another orb. I'm at about 50% mana, so we're doing okay. This is going to detonate for a bunch of damage. The tank's going to take a bunch of damage as well. Here comes my chain heals. Boom. Another chain heal to a Riptide. Boom. Okay. Remember, your ancestors are going to help you. Here comes a Shadow Decay. Got to help the Shaman. I think he drinks a potion there. Yeah, he does a potion, which is great. And then I get an Ascendance proc, which is even better. Good timing on that. Perfect. And then we're into the final stretch here. There's a Dark Orb that goes off. We have one more Shadow Decay right here. Boom. Boom, I have Ascendance. I don't even need to pop it, but actually I guess I did because the Shaman died. My chain heal was just a tiny bit too slow. I was just like, no. So I let one person die in this fight, but that's how you do that. If you want to know how to heal this up as a Farseer Resto Shaman, that's how you can do it, okay? That is the most dangerous part of this dungeon by far, I would say, okay? Then we do some trash, and then we get to the final boss, and then I have a huge blunder here. So this mini boss really sucks as well. Don't be shy about popping Spirit Link here. I Ascendance this first one so that I can push through it, and then I drop Spirit Link, I think, on the next one. So I heal this one up as well. Here comes the next pulse. There's Spirit Link. Pulse is just so annoying. Okay. Then we get through the last one, and then we kill this guy, and for some reason I target the boss in a second here with Flame Shock. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I just tab target right there and I hit a Flame Shock. So I pulled the boss, and then we all end up dying because he does his big pulse because nobody's in melee range. Wow. So I completely screwed us over there, but it didn't matter, thankfully. But you can see, you can actually have some blunders like that and it'll be okay. Like, we end up having 9 deaths and massive delays, and we're still gonna time this plus 12. Like, I need everybody to understand that it's really, don't leave your keys, okay? If you're in a plus 12 and some stuff starts to go wrong, it's okay. You do have time to fix it, okay? Pull the boss. Most dangerous part here, of course, is the poison, when he starts doing erosive spray, very, very dangerous. You want to pop basically at least one cooldown, I would say, for each one of these. So use Ascendance on one, use Ancestral Guidance on another. I just used my Ancestors there big time for that one. Use Spirit Link for another one. There's a proc on Ascendance. Here comes the Erosive Spray. Chain Heal, and I've got Ancestral Guidance going. And then I use my own potion to keep myself going as well. Got to heal that warrior. I think he must use a potion there, which was great. He basically saved his own life. You just don't always have enough time to react. It's kind of insane. Again, you want to basically always have your healing stream totems down. That's pretty crucial as well. We fly down. Got to wait for the RP. Okay, he comes down, and then we start beating him up. And again, it's just all about single target healing people who have the webs. Be very, very careful with people who have the webs. And then you're going to want to obviously use things like Spirit Link for the erosive spray. Here's a Spirit Link. Covers one of the erosive sprays big time. And then here comes these webs again. You got to really single target heal these people. Look at how low the warrior gets there. And the shaman. I think he must have used something there. Yeah, this was actually really smart by the shaman. So watch what the shaman does. He drops his thing. He realizes how low he gets. And he starts stepping out, but he didn't step out right away. If he had stepped out right away, he would have died. But he waited until he got topped up. And then he stepped in after. Or stepped out of the web after. So very smart by him. Okay. That's the whole fight. It's the erosive spray is the main thing you have to worry about. I would just have one cooldown ready to go for the erosive spray. I'm getting so many Ascendance procs, by the way, because we're doing a Farseer kind of Riptide build where I'm pressing Riptide a lot. I have 3 charges of it. So I have obviously the Deeply Rooted talent. So the more Riptides you press, the more chance you'll have of proccing Ascendance. So very, very good to do that. And then we get to 61%. We have 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Right down to the wire here. I wasn't actually sure we were going to make it here. Yeah, I was a little worried that we were not going to make this. But thankfully, these guys are pumping. They're doing lots of damage, which is awesome. I'm going to chain heal these guys. Watch how low they get. Boom, boom. And there we go. And then one more rolling acid, and I think we're done. I think we end up killing him here. So that is a plus 12 Dawnbreaker. And I got over 2,800 points here on this now. I'm at 2,808 finally on my Mythic Plus score, which is really, really cool. That's that key. So if you're wondering how to do it as a Farseer Resto Shaman, that is how you do it. And honestly, the numbers weren't like too insane, right? Like the DPS numbers were 1.53, 1.38, 1.22, and then 700 from the tank. Like these are not crazy numbers. We didn't have an Augvoker. We didn't have a bunch of buffs. So really, as long as you just play clean, I wouldn't say you play slow. Play at a decent pace, of course, but you don't have to be like absolutely blasting everybody doing over 2 million DPS, or it's like not going to work. You know, that's a lot of the expectations for these sometimes for these keys. People are like, if you're not turbo blasting, it's over. Also, you can afford to die a few times. Okay, we died 9 times. That was too many, way too many. But like, you can afford a few deaths. Don't be discouraged by that. I promise you, if you just kind of push through, you'll still be able to get it. So there's the build. I'll link it down below. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Farseer Resto Shaman looking just fine in my opinion. I'm going to be coming at you guys with some more videos on Farseer Ellie Shaman in a minute, so stay tuned for that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. Love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.